What's going on, everyone? This is Mike, that's John, and this is your match preview. Yes, people, what is going on? It is the preview. It is the derby. I'm going to throw a stat at you. It's running across the screen as we speak. 41 wins each and 37 draws. Last Merseyside derby at Goodison Park. Are fairy tales real, John?
What a way to play your last game at Goodison against that lot. If we could make it 42-41, and listen, you don't get a trophy for that. We all know, you know what I mean? But it'd be nice to have more wins over them at the Old Lady than, leaving it. It's going to be a big night, mate. The 1878 have done another fantastic job. The build-up starting now towards this massive game for both clubs, mate. We see Liverpool yesterday, and everyone's going on about it was, a weakened team. Yeah, it was a weakened team, but they still had some, seasoned Premier League players who played for them yesterday, who've made quite a few appearances in the Premier League. The big hitters will be back on Wednesday. Let's make no bones about it. It's going to be a tough game. David Moyes has managed many Merseyside derbies. He knows what it feels like. He knows what the atmosphere is like. He knows everything around this game within the city from our fan base. Slot hasn't managed one yet. Now, I know form goes out the window, and I know probably it won't make much difference that Slot hasn't managed a derby yet. But I'd like to think that, Moyes can drill into these players. It's the last game at Goodison against this lot. Get out there, put a performance in, take 3 points off them, which will dent their chances of winning the league. If we can take 3 points off them, Michael, they've still got Arsenal to play. It was a foregone conclusion a couple of weeks ago that they were going to win the league. This is a massive game for both clubs, and I take some confidence from the cup game the other day, whereas the second half we were a lot better than what we were the first half. We can take that second half performance into this game, and obviously more improved as well. I think we will give them a game, but listen, I just don't want us to set up and sit back, because it's the worst thing you can do against arguably probably the best team in Europe at the minute. And it hurts me to say it, but they probably are. You can't sit back and, get a foot in, get the early tackling, get the crowd behind them even more. We've got to be up for this game and help the lads get over the line, because it'll be a massive 3 points. And again, I'll go back to what I say, 42 wins to 41 in the last game against this lot of Goodison.
So I'm going to give you my team, and then I'm going to throw some stats at you about David Moyes. So my team is as followed: Pickford in goal, Mikalenko as long as he's back, the three centre-halves across the back, O'Brien, Tarkowski, Branthwaite, same positions as normal. I'll go 4-3-3, so I'll go with a very strong boxing midfield. So I'll go Ladrissa Garner-Guy, Tim and James Garner. And then the front three, I'll go Lindstrom on the right, I'll go Ndiaye up front, and I'll go Jack Harrison on the left. Now, I'll go with that because I know that we'll slot in and make it a 4-5-1 when Liverpool have got the ball, and I know that Lindstrom and Jack Harrison on the left and the right will both track back. I know that. That's fine. I think Beto, after 60 minutes, with his strengths, his tenacity, could cause Liverpool real problems if they've been running around trying to catch Ndiaye all game. So mental fatigue, physical fatigue could really serve up a decent opportunity for Beto towards the end of this game. And this is why I don't want to kill him early. I don't want him to be tired. I want him to go into it the last 25 minutes and basically be a bulldozer to work on everything that Ndiaye would have done. People will say, well, there's no Alcaraz in that team. I said before, I don't think this is the right game for Alcaraz to play. I really don't. I'm not saying he doesn't come off the bench. I just don't think he should start. That's my team. John, let's go with yours, mate.
Do you know what, mate? You threw a curveball there because I wasn't expecting that. I haven't really thought about the team. I'd like to see Alcaraz start, but I don't think he will. I don't think Moyes will risk throwing him straight into a derby game like this because, listen, he hasn't been here, at the club long, and he won't really know what it's all about. But if you've got him sitting on the bench for the first half, 60 minutes, he can see what it's all about from sitting on the bench, knowing where he can come on and try and hopefully change the game for us, win the game for us. But you threw a curveball with the wingers there and the formation. But you know what? 100% agree. 100% agree with the team. Spot on with what you say with the wingers. They will track back. We've seen Harrison track back before. He's just not very good going forward, in my opinion. And we've seen Lindstrom will track back. We haven't seen Jack Harrison play on the left in an Everton shirt. Now, Everton brought him to this football club from Leeds United when he was playing his best football on the left-hand side. We haven't seen him there. Throw Liverpool a curveball as well because they will be expecting that. 1,000,000% agree with your team.
Yeah, and the other reason is there's enough pace there to get out. Tim can carry the ball from the centre of midfield, and Ndiaye can use his guile, his ability to run in between the channels on Ndiaye on Konate and Van Dijk. So I just think this is the right game to stick him up front, and I think his pace causes him real problems. If it doesn't work, you change it. Realistically, who's expecting Everton to smash Liverpool? Not many people. But if we can get them in the game, we can set up like that. We can get balls into the box, but they've got to be low. They can't be big high balls because we're not going to win headers against Konate and Van Dijk. They've got to be low, fizzed into Ndiaye's feet, quick feet turn in the box, and I can see Everton scoring 10 goals from that in this game, to be honest, because I just don't think Liverpool would be able to cope with it. I just don't think Liverpool, in that sense, would be able to cope with that element. There is no doubt in how good Liverpool are defensively, how good they are going forward, no doubt. But I just think we have to make our own narrative here. We have to create our own problems. And by throwing curveballs, by using the little bit of pace that we do have in this team in a different way, yeah, I just like to think that we could cause Liverpool problems.
We spoke about the game the other day, yesterday, and we said, there was a lot more high balls. And seen someone put in the comments, and they were probably right, saying Everton were restricted to them high balls because Bournemouth were running round us. They were running rings round us. So the opportunity we had, we got it high. Bournemouth played us at our own game the other day. That's probably why we had to, revert to them long high balls that we've seen a lot. Good comment, whoever put that, I can't remember. But you're right with what you say. If you start putting the high balls up, even if we play Beto, mate, and not Ndiaye up front, we still can't revert back to them long high balls because it's still, Beto's a big lad and he's strong and he will put the defenders off and he will jump with them. But you'd spot on with what you say. Probably Konate and Van Dijk are one of the best centre-half partnerships in the Premier League. So even if it is Beto, mate, we've seen it against Leicester and we spoke about it yesterday. Try and get the ball through the channels if we can. Run at them. The big defenders, them two, mate. And I think Konate's got a bit of pace about him. But the likes of Van Dijk, mate, if you run at him, and we seen it last season when teams were running at their centre-halves, a lot of the times they ended up on their arse because they didn't know how to deal with it. Van Dijk was getting turned inside out and he was jockeying back. We've got the players to do that, as you quite rightly say. Tim can bring the ball forward and Dijk can run at them. We can get in behind them, mate. And as you quite rightly say, no high balls. If Ndiaye's up front, fizz the ball in low. Might even take a deflection for an own goal, mate. Anything, you know what I mean? Just get the ball in the box as much as we can, but it's got to be on the deck as much as we can as well, because you're not going to win nothing in the air against them too.
Yeah, and then the other thing is corners. You know, if you are fizzing the ball in low, you're making Liverpool defenders defend it, and that could mean corners, throw-ins, and then you've got your big three centre halves, Tarkowski, you know, all of them coming up trying to win headers from
Fucking hell, makes no
corners.
difference anyway. We don't beat the first man.
Yeah, but that's something that obviously needs to improve in this game. You know, Jack Harrison's crossing in the last game was actually decent, so maybe he's on corners, for example, this week. I don't know. He can't be worse than Garner. One stat I want to throw at you, it's about David Moyes going into these games, and it's about mentality. Sean Dyche, to be fair to Sean Dyche, although he'd set up defensively, I never felt like that was a mentality issue. I thought it was always about what he felt he needed to do to get a result. David Moyes, I have always questioned at times how he always used to say Everton were underdogs, or, you know, we were the lesser team. And I want to throw the stat at you that I'm a bit worried about for this game. We've played Liverpool. Well, no. David Moyes has played Liverpool 42 times. Can you guess how many times he has won? Bearing in mind he's been manager at United, Sociedad, West Ham, Everton.
I'd probably go for single figures, mate. Probably about 7 or 8, if that.
He's won 6 times.
Yeah.
He's conceded in those 42 games 72 goals. Now, whatever trend David Moyes has against Liverpool, if we're going to get a result in this game, he's got to book it. He's got to get rid of whatever that is, because we can't go into this game lying down having our belly tickled. And
well, the thing is, mate, right? Again, these players, this group of players, their mentality was shot, their confidence was shot, and David Moyes knew that when he walked through the doors. It was plainly obvious for everyone to see. He has instilled a bit of confidence into them now. All right, we got knocked out the cup, but the league games, the three wins that we've had on the bounce were better performances, and the confidence is there now. So I'd like to think he books that trend, because he knows this group of players are capable of putting a performance in. We've seen it under him, mate. He hasn't been here, I think it's probably a month. So he has learned. He's learned a lot about these players, Michael, in the last month, David Moyes. A lot, an awful lot. But these players have learned a lot on him of how to build their confidence back up, how to take simple orders off the manager, because a few of them have basically slagged Sean Dyche off, saying, you know, David Moyes gets his ideas across better than, you know, they're easy instructions to understand. Going into this derby game, mate, regardless of the result the other day, this Everton team have got more confidence now than we've probably had for a good 12 months. Right? David Moyes will know that. So I think he can actually go into this game and put to bed the poor performances that Everton Football Club have put in under him, mate. You know, and even when he managed Man United and stuff like that, and West Ham, it's not a great record, is it? You know, it doesn't fill you with much confidence, that record. Stats mean nothing when it comes to a derby, mate, especially the ones at Goodison. Form goes out the window, stats go out the window, and let's just hope that's the outcome on Wednesday, where no one's really expecting us to get much. At the most, I'm open for a point. But you can throw all them stats at me like you just have all day long. Come Wednesday, mate, at 7:30 at Goodison Park, make it a cauldron, get the first tackle in, be up for the game from the first whistle. Stats mean nothing, mate.
Fair enough. Last thing I want to mention. If you are a member of the channel, you would have seen that there is a sneak peek on the channel as we speak. John, I sent it you earlier. with a little video that will be coming out tomorrow in collaboration and celebration of Goodison Park and the Merseyside derby at Goodison. But I want to go back 130 years roughly. First Merseyside derby at Goodison Park was the 13th of October, 1894. Do you know what the score was, John?
4-0 to Everton.
It was 3-0 to Everton. So let's...
A year out there. I'm sure the following year, if I remember rightly, it was 4-0 the year after.
If you make me check that now for all results and it's 4-0, then, well, I'll ask someone to give you a knighthood.
Nosh, then.
I mean, no one wants to go anywhere near that smelly chode.
Especially after being at your mum.
Brilliant. Right, there we go. Brilliant. Oh, dear God. Right, I think that's it. I've got nothing else to add.
Goal prediction.
I don't want to give it. Okay. I'm going to go 1-1.
Snap, crackle and pop.
But I'd love a 2-0. I'd absolutely love a 2-0.
2-0 win or 2-1?
2-0 win, Everton, up the toffees.
Mate, I'm not being funny. Do you know if we win, even if it's 1-0 or 2-1, 3-2, 2-0, my Bears won't be seeing me till fucking Sunday.
Brilliant. Yeah, me and Finley will be getting a hotel. We'll be in the Cavern Club in no time. Sound right, guys. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. As I said before, there's members on this channel that literally donate money for no reason, and I've never said to you to do it, and I've always been very grateful that you do. But today there is genuinely a little sneak peek video in the membership. So if you are a member, you can go and see it. It is a day early. It isn't finished. So literally you are seeing sneak peek completely. I
haven't even seen this.
Well, I sent it to you earlier. So you obviously...
All right, okay. Oh, yes, I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
So, right. Keep smiling. Up the toffees. I'm going to go and have my dinner now. I'm assuming John's going to have the same. Let me guess, John.
Well,
I'm going to go with you having chicken, chips and beans.
Crispy duck and pancakes.
Oh, is that a Chinese? Cheeky.
No, I haven't. It's from the Aldi. Cheaper.
Is it?
See the price of them ducks in the chippy? Fucking hell. About £8 for half a duck.
Brilliant. What am I having, John?
Gammon.
You've looked at me and gone, right, pig.
Are you having gammon?
No, I'm having cottage pie.
Oh, look, have you got all the veg in and all that shit?
Yeah.
I'd rather fucking starve. Right, don't forget, everyone, if you are at the derby game on Wednesday, we will be in Wetherspoons probably from about 4:30 onwards for an early cheeky pint to settle the nerves. And then we do go over to the hub. So if you see us anywhere around the ground, do come over and say hello. Michael's just been paid, so he will buy you and all your mates a bevy.
Imagine if that was true. Right, guys, yeah, we'll look forward to all the beers that you buy me and John, and see you soon. Peace.